Hey guys, welcome to this week's podcast episode. And I've got a fantastic guest for you today, Marie DeCosse. And she is the founder and CEO of Nomad Travel Groups. And she's going to talk to us all about what Nomad Travel Groups is. And she's going to talk about entrepreneurship. Be a great conversation for the audience.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah. So I know talk about, your story and your journey, how you founded Nomad Travel Groups, what it is, and how the audience can benefit from it.
Sure. So, I had somewhat of an unconventional childhood. I spent my early years growing up overseas. I spent 2 years in Madagascar and 5 years in Bangladesh. And no, I did not live in a cave. I have been asked that before. Did not live in a cave in Madagascar. I was really honestly very grateful for that experience. It was a humbling experience growing up in third world countries. When I moved back to the US, I had this insatiable urge to travel, insatiable wanderlust. And I knew that at some point I would want to combine my career with my love for travel. So I went to school, I studied accounting. I worked my way into an internship where I was exposed to international tax. And I said, hey, okay, here's an opportunity for me to combine business with travel. And so I moved into this international tax role for a public accounting firm. Quickly realized that international tax, despite the name, doesn't involve any travel whatsoever. Maybe when you get to the partner level, but not as an associate. Worked for that firm in any case for a number of years. I earned my CPA and then COVID hit. And like most professionals, I went to a fully remote lifestyle. And I realized the one good thing about COVID was that I was able to combine this passion for travel that I had with the work that I was currently doing. I could still serve my clients from any location. So when the firm that I was working for told us that we had to go back into the office, I decided to quit. I said, I'm not doing that. If I can travel and work somewhere else, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be loyal to this firm. So I moved to another firm, found myself sort of in a rut. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I wasn't inspired by tax. There had to be something else out there for me. And so I did what I always do when I'm about to make a major life decision. I booked a trip with some girlfriends. We went to Saboga, Panama, which is this little island off the coast of Panama. I highly recommend to anybody who's adventurous and wants an off-the-cuff destination. And while we were sitting there on the beach, we were all sitting and we were reflecting about life and friendship and community. And we realized that there had to be a way for us to do this more often. The only barrier really was cost. I mean, we all know the cost of travel accommodation is rising drastically, and it has been for the past number of years. So I started researching the home exchange market. I realized there was an opportunity for me to enter the market with Nomad Travel Groups. Nomad is a home exchange service that is designed for everyone. It is not a members only platform. If you've heard of home exchange before, you probably know that most of the services operate on a members only basis. We don't do that. We also don't charge annual fees. What we do is we've introduced a unique community centric approach to home swapping that emphasizes security and encourages relationship and trust building.
Yeah, which brings me to my next question. A lot of the audience out there, it sounds like how is it different than like Airbnb or VRBO? I think there's also like a new platform that just launched, Hello Landing, I think. But
Yeah.
how is it different?
So Airbnb and VRBO operate in the short-term rental market. Our customers do not earn money off of listing their homes. Yes, they do get a cleaning fee payout, but it's not technically a short-term rental. It's like having a friend stay at your house as a guest, and then they give you some money for cleaning because you were nice enough to let them stay. We're taking that, really taking what has been operating in Facebook groups and hidden pages on Twitter or on Reddit, and just elevating it to a level where we're now bringing in security, we're bringing in background checks, and allowing this mechanism to happen and to happen regularly and not to only happen on a members only platform.
Interesting. And so I assume you monetize the platform through memberships. Is that a fair assessment, or is there a different way? Ads, sponsors?
Nope. So we do not charge annual membership fees.
Hmm.
Our prices are very competitive. We charge a small per day fee on a stay. And we also charge a one-time transaction fee per travel group assignment, which is our matchmaking mechanism. We collect a cleaning fee from the staying party, but that is distributed to the host. We do not collect any portion of that cleaning fee.
Oh, interesting. So, kind of moving on now that we kind of know what Nomad Travel Groups does. Like the travel and hospitality industry is really innovative, and it really started with Airbnb, and then kind of COVID really changed the game. So, with various home exchange platforms already available, what innovations enhance the user experience? Again, how does it differentiate itself from the competition?
Sure. So we're not only a differentiator because we don't charge annual membership fees or operate on a members only basis. Our unique travel group mechanism is unlike anything the market has ever seen. There are existing home exchange platforms, but after you get through the lengthy membership approval and subjective selection process, you have to do the legwork on your own to find somebody that wants to exchange homes with you. And then they add additional barriers where you can only do a direct swap. If you want to do a one-way swap, you have to list your home and then you have to build credits. It's just way too complicated. And so we studied the market, we listened to people's feedback on the existing platforms that are currently on the market, and realized that if we just assist our customers and match them with other customers who like their listing or who like the location that their listing is in, we're cutting out all of the work for them and we're doing it at an affordable cost.
Interesting. Yeah, it sounds like you're kind of trying to just make it the UI UX a little bit better. And basically,
Absolutely.
yeah. And then so kind of talk about, so a lot of these travel, there's a lot of technology now, and the role of technology. How does Nomad leverage technology to facilitate secure and enjoyable travel experiences? And how do you see technology playing in the future of travel and hospitality, especially AI?
So we have utilized some AI tools, particularly when it comes to our marketing efforts. In the realm of security, I mean, our customers are trusting us to list their homes. So security is extremely important to us. Our CTO has a background in military leadership as well as software engineering. He's a great, great guy. We have a great team of individuals who are in charge of the back end and front end management. And really, what they're doing is creating this unique matchmaking mechanism. Right now, it's more of a manual process as we get to understand our customers, realize what their wants and needs are, and then it will be fully automated. It's almost like we're building the matchmaking that came from Hinge or that came from Tinder, but we're doing it on a level that's allowing our customers to engage in home swaps. It's relationship building plus home exchange.
Yeah, interesting. And really, it sounds like kind of like before you can really scale, you have to do things that don't scale. And like I said, it's kind of like in the early days, like of Airbnb, like they flew out to New York City, met with hosts, got their
Yeah.
input, and kind of innovated on that. And yeah, a lot of because my niece, she's like a coder, and she's developing apps for a lot of these, you know, basically it's all an exchange and matchmaking, could be buyer and seller of, could be homes, could be goods and products, could be relationships. So then the other question I have is, kind of talk about some of the hurdles you faced while establishing Nomad, and, since it's launched, have you managed to overcome them, kind of reiterate and make the user experience better?
So, as a founder, there are hurdles every single day that you have to overcome. And my message for all fellow founders and co founders who are in the bootstrapping phase, Believe in your product and lead with authenticity. That was advice that I was given in the early stages of Nomad. One of our most significant hurdles, like most other startups, is capital. We have an amazing idea and we're getting response now from our consumers or potential consumers, but you still need to convince the money guys that this product and this service is worth investing in. And that really just takes, again, belief in your product, hustle, work every single day. I work 12 to 13 hours a day to make sure that I'm putting my best work into Nomad. Don't give up on an idea just because you're faced with something difficult. There's always a way to work around it. And also believe in your team, lean on people. The best advice that I've gotten throughout this experience is reach out to other founders, reach out to people who have been your mentors in the past. Just ask for help, and you'll see quickly that it'll get your product or your service to where you need it to be.
Interesting. The other question I get a lot of tech founders is, are you currently in the phases of just basically bootstrapping, pre-seed, just like or angel, or just like family friends, or are you planning to raise like VC? Talk about how you plan to kind of fund the company.
So we're currently in the bootstrap plus family and friends phase. I would call us between pre-seed and seed. So our MVP is currently being built solely off of our bootstrap and family and friends fund. It will be launching in the summer. We are working on raising seed capital. So by the time the MVP launches, that is our target goal to achieve our first raise. I've attended conferences. I've had various discussions with investors. What the feedback that I've gotten currently based on the state of the market is that, as we all know, AI and biotech are the big players, and the market is not stale, but it's moving slowly. Investors are a little bit more tentative with where they put their money. This is not 2021. And so I've employed a tactic that I like to call dating my potential investors. I keep them in the loop. So through our pre-launch efforts, every single month, I am updating them with how Nomad is doing. What is our wait list looking like? How many hits did we get on social? Has our team grown? You want to, and keep in mind, you're asking people to invest a lot of money in your product, and it's okay that they want to take time to really figure out where this product or service is going. So my best advice is to date your investor, believe in your product, hustle, get out there, go to conferences, talk to people. The right people will come at the right time. And also, you're looking for a partner. You don't want to rush the process.
Yeah. The other question is, especially in the startup and phase, how are you leveraging culture, community building to build the brands, build awareness, network effects, what is it? Solve that cold start problem.
So I suppose I'll speak again to, reaching out to, initially it was friends who were entrepreneurs that had built successful companies. That was really when I just had the idea. I had no clue where to start. They gave me advice and I ran with it. Then I came to a stopping point where I needed more advice. I got a pitch coach and business advisor who I work with. He took me to the next level. Then I needed a little bit more growth. And so I worked with a marketing person who helped build out that wing. And then I needed more investor contacts. And so I went to conferences. You'll find yourself at various stages of the growth of your company and also your personal growth, where you need to leverage contacts in your circle and outside of your circle. And that is building your community. And that community is a mutually beneficial relationship. Always remember to give and not just to get.
Yeah, I love that. Next question is, because I think with, there was like big headlines with like Uber using software to kind of hide detection from locales, and then there was like safety incidents with Uber and Airbnb, and then nobody could predict COVID. So yeah, of course, how has Nomad adapted to such changes, and like what are you thinking like next? Like, in terms of just like obviously safety is one of those things, but are you thinking of other things that could potentially disrupt the nomad business model or, give you negative press? How are you staying resilient in the face of all of that?
Well, first and foremost, the safety and security of our customers is of utmost important to us. We have partnered with Know Your Guest to provide guest damage protection coverage of up to $50,000 for all of our hosts. It's an optional add-on, but we wanted to provide it, in the event that you want to protect your home, which we do recommend because it's only $5 per day of stay. We also partner with Stripe Identity to run thorough background checks on all of our customers. They have to pass a background check before they're able to list their home on our platform and engage in home swaps. When it comes to life-altering events, I am a member of a generation that was there through 9/11, through ISIS, through COVID. There's so many things that have happened, and we have stayed resilient. And I think that's why we're seeing this rise in remote work and wanting to stay working on a fully remote schedule or be a digital nomad with this generation. We've gone through so much. Life has been so chaotic, and we find peace in the freedom to work. So I really don't foresee there being drastic of a change when it comes to this new lifestyle, but I have a great team. If anything were to happen, we would make sure to address it.
Yeah, and kind of a follow-up question to you because you were talking about clients and digital nomads. So what kind of clients really would be a great fit for nomad? Because like for example, like I was listening to this interview by Brian Chesky and he was saying like Airbnb is like evolving to be like where people can actually live on Airbnb, like they basically can rent places for a week or a month, whatever, kind of do the work. What kind of clients or people are good for Nomad?
So our sweet spot are individuals who are within the Gen Z, millennial generation, but also individuals who are maybe dipping their toes into the digital nomad lifestyle. They want to be a digital nomad, but they don't want to be entirely location independent. And so we allow them or we enable them to maintain their home, maintain their community. They don't have to give that up, but they can change location at will with a community that they trust, that they've built relationships with.
Interesting. How can people find out more about it? Because like it looks like you've got a wait list and pre-launch, and you mentioned launches in the summer. How can people find out, check it out, and learn more about it?
So pre-registration is live on wetravelnomad.com. We're on LinkedIn at Nomad Travel Groups, and we're also on Instagram and TikTok at We Travel Nomad. If you have any questions, please reach out to customer service at wetravelnomad.com. There's also a ton of facts and exciting features on our website that you can check out.
Interesting. And like I said, I always love talking to startup founders and people, entrepreneurs trying to solve a particular problem in a niche. And so it's really interesting and a great conversation. And be sure to give Marie's socials a like and follow. Check out Nomad Travel. And thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.